Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Battle Brothers Let's Play. So in the previous episode, we ended up in Eichholz, where we took a job to go kill some undead, as we've done several times in the past. Except for this time, we ran into some Necro Savants for the first time in any of our playthroughs. I've come across them like one or two times in my own playthroughs, but this is the first time that we've seen them on camera, and so you guys have finally experienced just how insanely powerful those Necro Savants can be. And I'm not salty about it or anything, but we did lose 4 characters to them. Both of our best archers were killed, and then I believe we lost the frontline guy. Yeah, we lost the frontline guy and our standard bearer. So basically our whole center backline is gone, and then one of our frontline guys is gone. We still do have 10 guys in total, but as you can see, a lot of them aren't so combat ready at the moment. This guy, let's see, grazed neck, so his neck is cut open. This guy's missing an ear. His elbow is broken. And what happened to you? Oh good, they grazed your kidney. So yeah, a lot of these guys are not ready to fight. But we're gonna make do. We are gonna try to hire 4 more guys, either in this episode, or we're gonna try to get as close as we can to that in this episode. I'm gonna be a little bit stingy with who I pick, but we do need bodies, so we'll take care of that ASAP. We've also got some new names since this is a new batch of episodes. I've got a couple of renamed characters. So Hildebert is now Merrick the Steady, and to go along with his new name change, I'm actually going to give him the M shield back, and I guess Bram can have this coffin shield because it's actually pretty good, and then Merrick, you can have the M shield back. Also, everybody's going to get their spears back because we're done facing undead. So yeah, let's give you a spear. And let's see, Cyrus, the bull, is new as well. He's no longer... what was his name? I don't remember. He forgot his shield in the previous battle, though. He went into battle, not against the undead, but in the battle before that, he forgot to bring his shield with him. So, yeah, hopefully we don't make that mistake again. We're going to give him another ancient spear. But yeah, now he is Cyrus the Bull. And it looks like Jacques is leveled up. Let's take care of that real quick. Definitely going to give you more fatigue. And I think we'll give you melee skill and melee defense. You know what, I'm actually going to pass on the melee skill because +2, he's got 1 star in this skill. That is the lowest possible roll he can get for this skill. So I'm actually going to go 3 more hit points, and I'll give him some melee defense. And then as far as perks go, there's a couple that would be nice. Like footwork is really good. I'm actually starting to warm up to backstabber as well. Basically, for every character you have on an enemy, aside from the person, you know, with this perk, you get another +10 to hit chance, which is actually really, really good, because if you have an enemy with even 2 of your guys on him, that's another 10%. If you have 3 of your guys on him, that's another 20. So I'm tempted to start taking that more often. Brawny is never bad because it frees up more of your fatigue from wearing armor. Steel Brow is good because you can't get stunned, or you can, but it's, or excuse me, not, I'm thinking of the wrong perk. This one lowers your chance of getting significant head injuries. I thought it was all injuries, but yeah, Colossus is good. That's what I was thinking of. Reduces chance to sustain debilitating injuries when being hit. But yeah, there's a lot of things that we could take here. I'm gonna try Backstabber, because we often have more than 1 guy on an enemy. Typically we have at least 2 because of how we form our battle line, so I think that'll work out for us. We'll get him a spear. And then Mieszko, let's get you leveled up. We're gonna go 3 here, probably 3 more in the melee skill because that's his thing, is standing in the back and stabbing people with a pike. And his hit points aren't bad, so I don't know that I need to put 4 more into them. But his resolve isn't terrible either. It could certainly be better, but he's not going to break for no reason. He's not usually adjacent with enemies anyways, so maybe hit points. Just because he doesn't have a shield, it'd be nice for him to be able to soak a little bit more damage before he gets killed. And then for him, what to take? This is not going to be... Actually, you know what? That might be even more beneficial on these guys because it counts it for each ally. So technically, if he's stabbing somebody in the front line, there would be 2 allies on that guy because it's like these 2, for example, and he's standing behind them. So he's not even factored into that. He's not taking up a spot. So that's actually kind of tempting. Alternatively, like if he were skirmishing, quick hands wouldn't be a bad idea, and he is using a crossbow. So you know what? Yeah, we'll go quick hands. We should probably give him some more range skill too. And that's going to be it for our level ups. These 2 are going to continue sitting out. I don't think either of these injuries is considerably debilitating. That didn't make sense. Significantly debilitating. So we're going to roll with that for now. Let's see if anybody in Eichholz is worth hiring. Guntram the Woodsman. That would be all of my money though. So I think we'll pass. They don't have any work for us. Do they have any affordable tools? No, they do not. Let's sell the Signet Ring. Anything else that we can part with? How many axes do I currently have equipped? 1, and then it'd be 2 for whoever's there. So I could potentially part with 1 axe. Wouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, I'll sell this one. And we've got a lot of helmets. Also a lot of bandages. A surprising amount of bandages. Let's see. Get rid of that. Get rid of the shields that are broken. Actually, I have a lot of those, don't I? Yeah, anything that's damaged, just get rid of. We'll keep these 2 since they're new. The Falx isn't particularly great. We got more pikes than we could probably ever use. Don't need any more of those helmets. Yeah, I've got a lot of them. So get rid of these. Get rid of... Actually, no, keep those because we're going to need to replace a few archers. And I think we'll leave it there for now. Actually, no, we need food badly. So grab that, and I think we'll be on our way. Okay, so off we go. Let's see, where's the closest town? I guess Grubenfest. We came from Undheim, if I recall. So we want to head south. And I think Grubenfest is a good... No, it's not a good place to stop. They won't have any work for us, but they might have armor that we want, and they will certainly have people to look at hiring. Maybe not people we actually want to hire, but they'll have a selection at least. So we're going to head on down there. Oh, also, while we're traveling, I've gotten a request to look at our faction relations again. So I don't recall who we took that last job with. Probably Winterhall. Or maybe it was Lutendock. But yeah, we have taken some pretty hefty hits from grabbing weapons rather than completing the mission. And so we're not going to do that anymore. I've learned my lesson. Especially considering the weapons that we've gotten aren't particularly good. But yeah, we have taken some hits. We're doing pretty well with Winterhall. Horn's up there as well. Rabenholt not so much. Apparently we only need 20 more renown to get to the next tier at 1050. I assume that is professional, but I do not know for sure what the next one is. And our reputation is neutral. So that's where we stand currently. Alright, so here we are. And let's take a look at who they have to hire. Valdemar the Betrayer. He's a deserter. We don't want him. We have Herman the Butcher. Wouldn't be a terrible addition. We are paying more than he's worth solely because he has a weapon. Hans is going to be slightly worse than him, but he is cheaper. Man, they are really not making this easy. We have Egon the Fool, who's about even with Herman. I'll take Herman, I guess. And so he's going to slot into our front line right where he currently is. We'll get him into leather armor since that's all we can muster at the moment. And we'll give him a nasal helm. He'll have to earn a better one. As for shields, I guess he can have one of these wooden shields and a hand axe. I don't have any tools, so I'll give him a repaired one. Actually, you know what? No, I'll give him this one. And bandages. Okay, so we've filled in our front line. Now we need to start finding ourselves some archers. He certainly can't fill in back there. He is awful at range. But I do have a name for him. Let's take a look here. So the next character name that I have is going to be Sinric. The Moose. And we're going to try to find a barber to get him a nice big bushy beard. Because I think we have... Actually, we're doing okay on beards. Or no, we've lost a couple beards, haven't we? But I think somebody nicknamed the Moose needs a pretty substantial beard to really earn that name. So that looks good for now. I wish I had more kite shields. Maybe they'll have some here for sale. Marketplace. What can you do for me? Not much, apparently. The tools actually aren't a terrible price here, though, so we'll snag those. There's some grain to add to what we've already got. His stuff can go. And... I guess that'll do for now. I was hoping there'd be more potential hiring options, but... I don't know, just none of them really stood out. We also have another basic male shirt. Which, could anybody stand to use that? Actually, yes. I think that would be a pretty good upgrade. So let's grab that. And that puts us in a little bit of a tough spot money-wise. I would love to grab this kite shield, but we would be nearly broke. And probably run out of money before we found any more work. So I'm going to be, I think, smart with my money here. And so Cyrus, you're going to get the armor upgrade. You're holding down the flank. And that's one of the most important spots. Also, you can have a better helmet since that one is falling apart on you. Sinric, that means that you get his patch mail shirt, which actually until it's repaired is a downgrade, so you can stick with the leather for now, but we'll eventually get you into that mail. Actually, we have tools, so go ahead and put it on. By the time we find any work, it should be mostly repaired. And that'll do here. Let's move on, and hopefully we can find a job. We're headed back to Schnellen, which is where it all began. Actually, Alderfest is technically closer, but they won't have any work for us, so we're going to go to Schnellen. Oh man, you guys missed it. I almost got ambushed by orcs on the road. I clicked off the road just in time to dodge them. There was 2 parties of like 6. Apparently there's marauding greenskins. Yeah, I'll say. But yeah, we just narrowly avoided getting ambushed by them. They don't really have anything here, do they? Maybe they'll have somebody we can hire. We got Dirk the Daytailer. He is dirt cheap, but he's actually... These guys are tempting. Like, this is the usual stock that I hire from. Like, 100 gold, 8 gold per turn. If they die, not a big deal. You just hire another. But right now, I'm just not so sure. What is this? I'm not really keen on another 3-skull mission after that last mission we've done. And that was only a 2-skull, by the way. That was only a 2-skull mission. Okay, I can't... Yeah, sorry. I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to accept it. Yeah, it's going to be all orcs. And it's going to be a lot of orc warriors, too. So, you know what, Hilmar? Welcome aboard. Hopefully you know how to use a bow and arrow. Actually, you're not the worst. You're not the worst with a bow. In fact, what I could do is you don't even necessarily need one. I'm going to throw you in leather armor and give you the standard. and you can just stab people with that. It's tempting to give him the crossbow, though. But honestly, until he has quick hands, I don't know that he can make very good use of it. So I might just leave him with this standard, but at least this is another guy in our party, and he has higher range skill than most of our recruits. It may be worth working him into the front line, though, because he's got an iron jaw and really good potential for defense. Like, really good. So we'll see, but for now, he slots in there pretty well. Actually, yeah, no, your range skill is just far too bad. Alright, and then I'm actually not going to rename him because the next name I have is better suited for a true archer. So we'll leave it at that. Dirk the Daytailor is kind of tempting because he's just so inexpensive. And Bertel's actually not bad either, it's just if I buy both of them, I'm going to be completely out of cash. So we're going to take Dirk. And let's see, what are you good at? He could actually become an archer. He's not great at it now, but he does have a little bit of potential. Will never be confident. He's tiny. So he's harder to hit, which actually isn't a bad thing. You know what? Congratulations, man. You're going to be an archer. And I'll get you some armor. And a bow. And luckily we have a quiver of arrows. We're actually going to have to buy another quiver for the other archer that we end up hiring. Because we don't have a second one. We only recovered one. But at least we have an archer now. It's sort of a start. And we might be back for Bertel. It's just a matter of whether or not we can find work around here. Let's get this inventory sorted, and then all of the clothing we just stripped can get sold. And that should do for now. I kind of want to get this Khopesh into circulation. It's a one-handed weapon. And it does more max damage than I think any other one-handed weapon we've seen. It's even with the flail, but the lower end of that threshold is actually higher with the Khopesh. It's 35 instead of 25, which is actually pretty impressive. So let's move on to Lansenburg, where hopefully we find a job. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble here. Oh, we're not going to find any work there. Tiefenstadt it is, then. There's just so many castles. I wonder if the number of castles is the same on every map. I haven't bothered to check. In my other playthrough, I didn't count or anything, so I don't know. But it would be interesting to see, because if you could find a map with very low castle count, you'd be at a pretty significant advantage earlier in the game. Let's see what this is. This might be worth doing. That's not bad pay. I'm concerned that it's going to be a tough mission, though. Let's haggle a bit. Deliver cargo to Undheim. I will need some time to think about that and figure out where the hell Undheim is. Not anywhere that we're headed. Wow, that's right back where we came from. So the question now is it delivering cargo or is it escorting a caravan? Delivering cargo, so we can't do that one. We couldn't afford the trip. If it was escorting a caravan, it would pay for our costs to get there, and it would be potentially worth doing if we couldn't find anything else. But given that we're sort of left to our own devices, I don't think we can manage this one, so I'm going to not accept it. We're not going to accept this one either, but I'm curious to see what it is. The pay is better. Let's see if we can haggle. He is willing to haggle. And this is escorting a caravan, but there is a much greater potential of us getting attacked on this one. I'll need time to think about that too, but I think Hellawir is actually relatively close. It's still not close. No, it's still way the hell out there. So I'm actually not inclined to take either of those, unfortunately. We're actually running out of time in this episode, and we have not found a single battle to fight yet, which I kind of don't like. I don't like doing a whole episode of just running around the map. But let's get to Luton Dock, and maybe we can find ourselves a job. If I have to cut this one a little bit long so that we can get some combat in, I will. But if we come up dry here too, then I'm just not sure what to do, because we're already running out of cash. Here we go, low-hanging fruit. 310. Oh, actually 80 up front, 310 on the back end. Looks like we can bump that up to 330, so 410 in total. Schweikhoff. I think that's fairly close. No, it's not. Damn. Damn you guys and your terrible jobs. Why does everybody need stuff delivered? And then why do they want me to run it and not a caravan? Oh, we got a barber. If nothing else, let's get, where is he? Cindric the bull, or the moose, excuse me. Let's see here. Need something big and bushy. Something like that, and then I think we'll make it black. Nice black beard. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I can't really accept that. I guess worst case scenario, we can sell some stuff. So what can we part with? Those swords are really good, and we kind of need to keep those around. I'll sell this military pick. We don't really need two of them. I'll get rid of that too. We're not going to use it. What else? What else? What else? I'm kind of inclined... That's actually a really good helmet, so maybe I shouldn't, but it looks kind of ridiculous. I'm going to sell it. We need the money. And you know what? These are kind of a dime a dozen. Let's get rid of those two. And I've got a lot of pikes. But I need them because every archer that we hire needs a backup weapon. You actually need one too, you just don't have very good fatigue, so I'm reluctant to give you one. Yeah, that kind of hurts. That's a pretty big... And actually, that didn't even do what I meant to do. It's going to be worse than that. I mean, he needs a melee weapon. You can't just send somebody in there with a bow and nothing else. I could give him a sword or something that's a lot lower fatigue, but what good's that going to do him? Actually, as backup weapons go, a sword is pretty good because if you don't have a shield, you can still use the riposte ability or whatever to defend yourself. And that gives us a little bit of travel wages, if nothing else. Anybody here? Torbjorn the Peddler. You're a Gravedigger, but that has me concerned. So we'll move on and see what else we can find. I guess we're headed to Otterndorf. And that they should have work for us as well, because this is just a village. But yeah, we need like one more job to get over that threshold. Potentially one more job. And we're just having a hell of a time finding one. That's pretty good pay. We'll try to bump it up a little bit. Another delivering cargo, and this is to Eichholz, where we just were. No, this is ridiculous. Every job so far has been this, except for the one defending the village against like unending waves of orcs. So I'm gonna have to decline that as well. We just cannot afford a trip that long, because if it's not a caravan, they're not gonna pay me during the trip. So after 2 days, we're gonna be out of money, and so we won't get to our destination before we run out of money and go broke. And since I've accepted that job, I can't accept any other jobs in between. So even though we're finding work, we're really not, because technically there's no way for me to successfully complete these jobs. I've never had a dry spell like this before in this game. Hermannschaft, be good to us. This is escorting a caravan, but at least they will cover the travel costs. Hella weird. You know what? We have to accept this, so I'm going to. Let me think on it, though. We're going to check this place for potential hirelings. There's actually some good options here. Asgeir the Rock. I wish I didn't have to pay 260 for him, but he's not bad. Alternatively, we have Reynard, who's actually potentially even with him, and asking for a lot less because he doesn't have any gear. So let's snag this guy. That puts us back at 14. Can you potentially become an archer? No. No chance of becoming an archer. He's dumb. But he's a survivor. Dumb is actually one of the worst traits that you can get, in my opinion, because it's going to make him level up so slowly. He basically negates the student perk. So, and we've got somebody we can throw in there if we need I guess we'll put you in the back line with a pike or something, and at least you can contribute that way. Okay. So we've got that at least. You know what? We can actually afford to... Whoops. Didn't mean to click that. We can sort of maybe hire one more of these really cheap guys and just see how they turn out, like Ulfert here. So let's bring him on and we'll just see what he can do. You're even worse, but you've actually got potential at melee defense. He's quick, so he's got good initiative. The Drunkard, though. Makes him hit harder, but it lowers his melee skill. He's actually better than Reynard is. Maybe I'll just fire Reynard. Here, put your rags back on. And you're going to sit in the back for a while. I might find... I didn't mean to do that, damn it. Ah. Okay, get your rags on. There we go. Takes advantages. So we're going to get him some combat experience. And he can actually cycle in here. I'm probably just going to end up firing. But for the time being, I'll keep you around, because you don't really cost me anything. Well, he cost me 9 gold, but that's not the end of the world. Alright, we'll accept this. And off we go. Alright, so we're coming up on Halloween, and I wanted to point something out. I've been told several times by people that caravan jobs cover your pay as you go along there, but as you saw just a second ago, I was getting charged the entire time, so caravans do not cover your daily pay. That is completely false. And so I appreciate if you guys are going to give me tips in the comments to at least fact check them before you do, because obviously that could have really cost us. Potentially we could have had people desert on us. Luckily nobody did, but we were negative 300 crowns in the hole there, and that could have been really bad. So even though we got paid like almost 1200 there, we're only at 850 because of the negative that we incurred. Can we go into town, please? Yes, finally. Ambition fulfilled. So we gain renown. Now we can get contracts from nobles. That's a huge boost for us, because that means castle towns aren't like pits of despair for us now. If we go there, we don't have to worry about not finding work. Our look on the world map has been updated. That's new. And apparently everybody's pretty meh about it. So let's see. What do we look like on the world map? I'm curious. Ah, we're fancier looking. We look like somebody slightly better armored. No work for us here, unfortunately, but they do have what looks like an armor. So we will end the episode here. I'm sorry that we didn't have any combat today, but I literally did everything I could to find a job that wasn't deliver X to Y location, and that was all that they offered us, so that's what we took. But we did complete an ambition at the very least, so this wasn't all for naught. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Battle Brothers with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.